Fortune Frankly, and welcome to Fortune Frankly Fridays, where we do DIY home decor and more. Today we're going to be doing some light academia DIYs, but before we get started, I'm back. I know y'all missed my personality. Got a new background, you know, a new vibe, a new flow, a new mic. So where have I been the past couple months? Living my best life. I wish. I bought a home and moved to another state. And in the meantime, I've been filming for y'all because I told y'all I'll be back. So you will be seeing house footage, room makeovers, and all that kind of stuff coming soon onto this channel. But the real reason I haven't been uploading is due to burnout. So I've been working on that. It's getting better, but I love filming for this channel. I love doing these projects. I love uploading for you all. And I appreciate all of y'all who are still here. Everyone who left such nice comments, wishing me well, saying that they miss me. I miss y'all. I miss y'all. I see every comment that comes through. I like most of them. And to all my new subscribers, welcome. Now, in today's video, we're going to be doing some light academia DIYs. Now, I've already done a video on dark academia that I'll leave linked here, here, here. And I remember a lovely subscriber asked me to do a light academia DIY, so here it is. Now, dark academia is the original academia aesthetic, and light academia kind of comes out of that. The main difference is the lighter color palette that light academia has. Light beige, off-white. And just like dark academia, light academia focuses on subjects like literature, history, music, and art. And a key difference between the two aesthetics is light academia often takes like a lighthearted approach to these subjects. The two also have some similarities in their motifs like coffee shops and old academic institutions. I mentioned this in my dark academia video, but I'll also mention it here. This aesthetic can be critiqued in a number of ways, and one of them is that it can promote classist ideas and the idea that European academia and learning systems are superior to that of non-Western countries. This can also lead to the exclusion of people of color from the aesthetic, but a lot of people counteract that by including literature, music, art, history from non-Western and non-white cultures. Other fantastic people on YouTube have talked really in depth about this subject, and I will leave their videos linked below in the description. But for now, let's get started on these DIYs. For DIY number one, we are not making a globe, but we're modifying it to make it look like cute and academic. I think globes already look pretty academic, but you know. For this project, you'll need a globe, chalk paint, a paint marker, and some spray paint. Starting with the globe, I'm just gonna, I cleaned it off a little bit. I got this from the thrift store, so it was a little dusty. And I'm gonna paint the ocean with this off-white chalk paint. Now this can be a little tedious, you gotta sail across the ocean here, avoiding land masses, We're not discovering any new lands, but we're turning these ocean white. Ooh, that didn't sound good. That didn't sound good. And I'm gonna use a big brush for the parts of the ocean that are pretty large and expansive. And as I get closer to various countries and continents, I'm gonna use a smaller brush to kind of get in those little areas, the channels and the lakes. Once I've covered the entire ocean in white, I'm gonna go in with a gold paint marker, and I'm gonna go in and trace out the borders of each of the continents and fill them in. Now I use two different sizes of this marker, a finer tip one to kind of go through the edges and make sure the borders are clean, and then a chunky one to kind of fill in the lines, like a coloring book. I know you can do that. I see you, I see you. So what I did not film, for some reason, is me taking apart the globe, and I spray painted the handle that goes around the globe in this gold color to match my paint marker. This will also give you a chance to paint the very top and the very bottom of the globe. Once that dries, reattach it and you have your very own light academia globe. For project numero dos, we are framing some pressed plants. Now, plants show up in quite a few aesthetics, cottagecore, and everyone knows, I can't keep plants alive, so I kill them and frame them. For this project, you'll need some plants, go outside, cut a little grass. Wax paper, something heavy, 2 picture frames, an old book, double-sided tape, and some jute cord. Starting with my wax paper, I'm going to take 2 sheets and lay down my plants on one of the sheets, using the other sheet to press on top of it and put my weight down. I'm going to use some books because I feel like, that goes with the aesthetic. And I'm going to leave them pressed for a couple of days. While your plants are being weighed to death, you can take your picture frames, take out the glass from the frames, and, put the rest somewhere else because we're only going to be using the glass. On the first sheet of glass, you want to put some double-sided tape as a border, and we're going to take pages from our book and kind of spread them out across that double-sided tape in whatever kind of pattern or configuration you like. Once you have the pages laid out, you want to double tape the pages together just so that it doesn't move in the middle. I'm going to cut the excess off and we're going to start putting our plants onto our newly decorated background. I'm also going to use double-sided tape on the leaves. This felt kind of wrong. I don't know, like putting tape on leaves on plants. It felt a little weird, but I did it anyway for y'all. Y'all see a theme here, right? Okay. And then I realized these plants are still a little plump. They're a little juicy. That's fine. We like juicy around here. I don't have a problem. But when we put this second glass over it, it wasn't gonna close. So I took some wooden dowels to give myself like a little spacer in between the glass. It looked pretty intentional, so we're gonna go with that. And I did 4 around the frame and glued the top piece on it. I just put little dabs of glue so it doesn't show too much through the glass. And if you have foresight, what you should do is not what I did here. Put the jute cord through before you put the top glass on. If you didn't watch this video through before you started your project, right? Okay. I have a solution for you though. Take an embroidery needle, put your jute cord through, use the needle to weigh down the jute cord as you drop it between your glass. Remove the needle, tie a little knot at the top, and you Gucci. For our third and last project, we are making some origami roses. One of the most well-known origami designs is the paper crane, which we'll come back to a little later. For this project, coincidentally, you'll need 3 things. Paper from an old book, wire, and a glue gun. To make this rose, I followed a tutorial from Tatiana Frolova that I'll leave linked below in the description. Starting with the book, I'm going to rip a page out of it and clean up the edge. And we want to make this a square piece of paper. So I'm going to fold it diagonally like you see here and cut off the excess. Now we have a triangle, like a little handkerchief, and we're going to fold it in a triangle the other way too. I'm going to flip this around, fold it hamburger style. Well, technically it's not a hamburger because it's a square. Basically, you want to keep things symmetrical, so what you do on one side, you're going to do on the other side. If you watch what I'm doing, 99% chance you'll get it. Right? The other 1%, can't make any promises. Origami is a Japanese word that means to fold paper, and it is commonly associated with Japan, but there's also evidence that similar types of art forms also happen simultaneously in China and in some European countries, particularly in Germany. While you're watching me fold some paper, I'm gonna give you a little story about the origami paper crane. Now the paper crane is kind of a symbol of peace in Japan and abroad, and it came to be known this way because of a young Japanese girl named Sasaki Sadako. Sadako was a victim of the US atomic bombings during World War II on Japanese cities Nagasaki and Hiroshima. She suffered severe radiation poisoning and eventually died from her injuries at 12 years old. During her time in the hospital, she folded paper cranes. Now the story kind of varies as to how many cranes she folded, but the magic number is 1,000. After you folded 1,000, you would be granted a wish. And legend has it that she was buried with 1,000 paper cranes that she folded herself. Going back to our origami rose, once we finish folding, we're going to focus on the stem. I'm going to cut a piece of wire however long you want your stem to be and basically just wrap it in the same paper that we made the rose out of. I'm going to cut off the excess, glue it down, and kind of twist the paper so it looks a little less straight. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to glue it into the base of the rose, and voila! Alright, welcome back. I would have to say my favorite is the origami rose. It is very on brand for the aesthetic, and it's a cool way to have like plants in your house. But I'm curious to know, which was your favorite project from this video? Also curious to hear any other internet aesthetic videos that you want me to do. I do have a list, but I'm always open to suggestions. If you're feeling lucky, you can go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And if you're not feeling lucky, I'm so sorry, but I hope to see you again in the near future. I hope everyone is staying safe out there. Thank you again to all my viewers, all people that have subscribed and watched my videos while I was away. I really appreciate you all. And as always, thanks for watching.